Okay, Alexander, we have a terrible story. This really frustrates me, this story. And you have the FBI, the DOJ. They have arrested a man in the United States a Florida man who goes by the name of Douglas Mackey, but he's also known as Ricky Vaughn. And he's a creator he's a journalist, but he's also a creator of memes.
Yeah.
And he has been arrested. From what I understand, he was arrested at 7 a.m. in Florida. Once again, very much like what happened with Roger Stone. The feds, they go to his house in the morning. They enter, they arrest him. They make a big production of it, and they charge him with a crime that he was meddling in the U.S. elections of 2016, that he misled voters. And the section that they're citing is Section 18 Code, Section 241. And it's actually misinformation. And Tucker Carlson pointed out that the Biden Justice Department is actually misinforming people in that it's not it's not illegal to create memes. That's not in this code. What they mean by any type of misleading elections, they mean actually breaking into someone's house, holding them against their will, and all sorts of other physical activities that prevent someone from actually exercising their right to vote. So nowhere in this code does it say anything about creating memes. But anyway, this guy's been arrested. He faces 10 years for creating a meme that they say misled people to vote. And to be quite honest, I've seen the meme, and I don't want to be mean about it, but anyone that actually believed that meme and thought that if they sent the text, it meant that they had voted for Hillary, you don't deserve to vote. I mean,
well, of course.
I mean, what else can I say?
Well, of course not. And the number of people who did doesn't seem to have been very large at all. If it's even true, by the way, and it cannot have affected the election in any way. But can I just say something? This is extremely disturbing story, because once again, what we see is a piece of, a piece of legislation which has created a law which is created for a particular purpose. Its meaning is being expanded so that it can be used in an increasingly repressive way. But at the same time, note who is being targeted. It is somebody who is identified as right-wing, pro-Trump, that sort of thing. And all this is coming at a time when we're hearing lots about, domestic terrorism, when we have thousands of troops being kept in Washington, apparently until March now, when we have major crackdowns on information that appears on the internet and all sorts of things of this kind. And this seems to me to follow that sort of pattern. And if this case sticks, what you're going to see is that people who do provide information, sometimes mischievously, jokingly, sometimes in good faith, but who might be wrong, could very, very easily face the wrath of the Justice Department and the FBI, which would come down on them and prosecute them on essentially frivolous and trivial grounds. But those frivolous and trivial grounds are going to be made into sort of real grounds. It's a very dangerous development. It is pushing the United States ever further in a more and more repressive direction, with all that repression being directed and focused at one section of the community, the part of the community which voted for Donald Trump. So we hear all this talk about unity, about the need, for better, quieter times, and we see what is actually happening on the ground. People are now being arrested for writing memes.
So you're arrested for writing memes. You're arrested for comedy. If you're on the wrong side of the groupthink, that is, you're arrested for comedy. You're arrested for satire. You're arrested for memes. You're deplatformed. You're demonetized. You're banished from the internet. the FBI will knock at your door in the morning and take you in, while people like Peter Strzok and James Comey and Lisa Page and all these people that actually instigated a coup, a soft coup against the sitting president and spied on a campaign, they're walking around free, no problem. I mean, the whole U.S. seems broken, and it's moving, breakneck speed towards some sort of Marxist communist state. I mean, I can't think of any other direction that the United States is moving towards. And it's moving there fast.
It's certainly becoming much more repressive, and this is what is really concerning about this. Is, of course, there's lots of problems at the moment in the U.S. of an economic nature. We've got all kinds of pandemic. We've got global challenges and all this, and yet all the energy at the moment seems to be focused on basically repressing half your population. That seems to be the primary objective at the moment. So we see troops being deployed in Washington, and the FBI coming to arrest a person who, well, frankly, he's in no conceivable sense important, and no one in any other time would have taken any of this seriously. I mean, just consider how many misleading memes the other side has published. Is there any possible danger or risk that any of the people on that side, the Biden side, the Clinton side, could find themselves in any kind of legal jeopardy? Of course not. And if you go onto the internet, if you follow Twitter, if you read the things that are written in the mainstream media, you will find lots of things there which are misleading and wrong, and all kinds of memes that have been spread which are untrue or wrong or misleading. But there's never been any suggestion that people who write them or say anything about them should be prosecuted. By the way, I'm not someone who favors that they should be prosecuted. When people commit serious crimes, like carrying out illegal surveillance of a presidential campaign during an election, when they do that knowingly, well, that for me is a serious matter. Writing a few memes is just nonsense.
Yeah, well, it's a dangerous precedent, and Biden is so out of it that his White House is pushing the country to a place where I don't think they're going to come back from. They're silencing everybody. They're putting people in prison for a meme. I mean, give me a break. But this is the direction they've chosen. I really believe that this is the direction that they've chosen, and they're moving very, very quickly to enact these policies.
I agree. I mean, what that's going to do, of course, is it's going to set one part of America up against the other. Which is going to mean that America will not be able to use all its energies to deal with its real problems, because those energies are going to be diverted into this extraordinary campaign that we're now going to see. So instead of people talking about the real problems in the economy, for example, they will be talking about Mr. Mackey and his memes, and that sort of thing is going to be happening. And of course, the other thing that we've seen, and this is an equally even more disturbing thing, is we're seeing informers coming forward. I mean, there's this extraordinary person, a young woman, who's informed on her mother, apparently. Really disturbing things, which once upon a time would have been inconceivable in the United States.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there. Very dangerous stuff.
Well, very dangerous. And can I just say, unless there is a strong reaction to it, which there really needs to be before very long, then there comes a tipping point beyond which things start to go wrong very quickly and at an extremely accelerated pace. And I think we're very close to that tipping point now, actually. Very close.
Yeah, I mean, Washington, D.C., Alexander, is an occupied city at this moment in time. Where this is where is this one massive distraction? are these people actively trying to sink the entire country while they make off with the bags of gold? I don't know, but this is all deliberate, and it's all deliberate to drive the country once it gets to some sort of devastating and destructive neo-Marxist, neo-communist techno surveillance state. I mean, I can't. It sounds crazy that I'm saying this stuff, but I mean, you're arresting people for creating memes, for God's sakes, memes.
Well, can I just say, I mean, it also suggests to me a political elite, and we've discussed this in another program when we talked about the National Guard deployments to Washington, a political elite that is becoming frightened. Because when people start using these repressive methods in this stupid way, then that is a sign of fear. I mean, it shows that they're not prepared to tolerate even the slightest sign of mischievousness, satire, stupidity, call it what you will. They're going to bring the whole force of the state, the FBI, the Justice Department, you name it. They're going to bring it all bearing down on it in this extraordinary fashion. And so, I mean, there is that element of fear there also, because frightened people become dangerous people. And the whole thing is starting to look like it's spiraling out of control. And that's really my major concern.
Yeah, someone needs to put on the brakes real quick.
Absolutely.
Anyway. All right, Alexander Curse, thank you very much, guys. Please look for our channel on BitChute, on Odyssey, and on Rumble. You'll find us there. Also, look for Alexander's channel in the link down below. Look for my channel in the link down below. PayPal, Patreon, Subscribe, Star, and Bitcoin. Your help is very much appreciated. And of course, the Duran shop. Pick up some merch. That is also very appreciated.
Our fantastic magic mugs, our tremendous shirts, our hoodies, our hats, our sweatshirts. They're all fantastic things. You support the Duran by buying them, and you'll be thrilled when you own them because they're absolutely great merchandise. And as Alex said, look up our other channels, find us on our other platforms, support us through PayPal, Patreon, Subscribe, Star, and I believe we now accept Bitcoin too. So, and please also come to our next program on this channel also.
All right, Alexander Curse, thank you very much. Take care, everybody.